Church Money. Welcome to episode 2 of Church Money. This is Search the Scriptures podcast with Apostle Joseph Mintah. Here, questions are answered. In episode 1, we did a lot of discussions on church money, tithing, and all that. We're going to continue from where we stopped. I promised you. And yes, here we are. Of course, you can still drop your questions in there. We'll pick them up and then sort them out. I still have Hilary and Francis here with me. You want to say anything to my viewers before we move on?
Yeah, since you didn't allow us to fully ask our questions the last episode, we are here again.
You are so welcome. You're always welcome. Please, you are also welcome. You can join us very soon. Okay, so we're going to watch a skit today. It's a very interesting skit we're going to watch. After we have watched it, we're going to discuss questions from that skit. Church Money. We will sort them out here. Please, let's watch it. We'll be right back.
Yeah, how was lectures today?
That lecturer, he has always been stressing us. I'm tired though. He stresses us too much.
You're always complaining about him.
But it's true, can't you see? See what he did today. You can't see. Okay, yesterday. Okay, so you see, a lot of people have issues with the fact that we are supposed to give tithes and offerings in church, but we always pass beggars by.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I was in my room and my dad came in. Then he came to ask me about something. He said he was on a meeting, and then someone passed the comments like that it's better to give our tithes and offerings to beggars than to bring them to church for pastors to squander. And you know me, as involved as I am in church, I couldn't answer. I felt so bad. Like, I couldn't answer. And I've been really thinking about it. Well, what do you also think about it?
My friend, you just connect me. This is such a hard seat to be
Of course, it
on.
is.
Both sides have a point though. But then I would rather give my money to the church. After all, give what belongs to Caesar to him. And if I have enough to spare, then I might probably consider the beggars. Come.
Alright, what's up?
There's an issue on board, though. Like, we've been contemplating about the issue of tithes and offerings, and the fact that we are supposed to give tithes and offerings in church, and we see beggars and pass by. So, well, what do you think? Are we supposed to pass by beggars and then just give our tithes in church? Really?
Okay. So, first of all, are we supposed to even give to beggars? And in what instance are we supposed to give to them? Because I think some of these beggars, they could actually work, but they've decided to beg.
Yeah.
And some of them can even cook up stories just to extort money from others. But then I think those who are supposed to be really considered is those who are blind. Because for those people, their case is genuine and they can actually do nothing about it. But then those who are suggesting that we give our monies to beggars, we give our tithes and offerings to them, why don't they give the money designated for upkeep to the beggars? I mean, you can do that as well.
We're making a point.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Hey, my friend, let's just go. Okay.
But that was a very, very interesting skit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it really
now,
was.
so I think the main theme of the skit, from my point of view, is should offerings and tithes be given to beggars or the needy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I picked from it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's right.
And I think it's actually a really big thing in the church right now, when people think that when we see people like in outside the road, they are begging, the church must do something.
Yeah.
Automatically, the church must come in. You must come and do this and do that, and you know, like, because it's church.
And even it's much more on the individual who has met the beggar on the way.
Yeah, I
So
mean, yeah.
necessarily you must give them something.
Mhm.
And looking at how the guy who was going to church met the beggar, it was expected of him to give him something. And we see in a classical example in Acts when Peter, and John were going to pray, and they met the beggar at the gate called Beautiful. He was expecting money from them, gold, right? But we saw the opposite in the lens of the beggar. I want money, but at the end of the day, you didn't even talk about money.
That actually reminds me of something that he mentioned in episode 1. He said, "We are the church." Okay, so I'm trying to come from the skit's perspective. We are the church. Now I am the church. So
Right.
if with that understanding, then I'm going to be giving my offering and tithe to the beggars, because now I am the church and I'm supposed to be blessing others. If I got him right.
Yeah.
So then I don't think No, that's not what I think, but I mean from the church
Yeah,
perspective, I don't think
that is what they are-
yeah,
they
that's
are
what they are trying to say.
saying,
If I am the
yeah,
church, then I can give
your
my
tithe and
tithe and
offering.
offering.
Exactly.
Yes.
and not give to the church, but give it to the beggar because they need it more than the church.
Yeah, it really raises a lot of questions.
You need it more than the church people. Okay.
Questions.
Apostle will be joining us on this set on Search the Scriptures podcast. Questions are answered. Feel free. You will enjoy this. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, Apostle will join us and then we can settle the controversies here.
We cherish hand in hand, no need to perish. Hearts connect, we rise above, together strong with family love. Laughter echo in every room, brighten days dispel the gloom. United always, never alone.
Welcome back. Apostle, thank you so much for joining us again on this set. So now we're still looking at church money. The money is very important to all of us.
Yeah.
So we want to know if our tithes and offerings should be given to beggars and the needy. Yes, because from the previous episode, we understood that we are the church, which means we are supposed to give to such people. So is it right that we give our tithes and offerings to the beggars and the needy? I don't know if you have any questions. We can just put them together. So
Oh yes, we do. And I would start off with some few questions. I think there's about two that I have written here. I would like to know, as a church, what are some of the most impactful ways that we could give to the needy and the poor, and how effective can we help the poor and the needy? And then ending with how can we balance? We want to find the balance of it when it comes to giving to the needy with other church priorities.
like giving to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, or it doesn't work like that.
Well, let's find out what
Sure.
that to say.
Any questions, Miss Hilary?
No, I think Daddy answered.
Okay. Let me take you back to the first episode. I made a statement like the church is both an organism and an organization. And as an organism, the members, the individual believers, should be trained and should be encouraged to take care of one another. Then, as an organization, there should be structures in
Yeah,
place
right.
to
I remember
meet
that.
certain needs of certain people, certain categories of people in the church.
Right.
Now, so to your question, should I use my offering and tithe to should I
Give it to the
take care of the needy? As a matter of fact, in the Old Testament, for instance, there was a special tithe for that. It was every 3 years, a tithe for the needy, the orphan, the order. So every 3 years they gave tithe for that. It was a special tithe. It was separate from the tithe that they were paying. If you want to give money to the poor, why do you want to use your tithe and offering? Why don't you use any other money you have? Maybe your school fees,
Interesting
or
arguments.
maybe maybe
Very
money, your
interesting.
investment that you have set aside. If you
Right.
really think about the poor,
Wow.
it's like why should you take money that belongs to the church?
Yeah.
Because the New Testament, we have already established in the previous episode that it's liberal. There's liberty. So if I'm giving my tithe and my offering to the church and I've seen a beggar, the Bible even tells us to give to the widow and the fatherless. So then I can also give.
I think the actual question here is, why is it wrong to give my tithe and offering to such people?
No,
Yes.
have we even established the fact that it's wrong
Uh-huh.
to give?
So let's
Yeah,
let's
see,
go to the
okay.
point.
Now we have different purposes for all manner of giving. We have giving to the poor. We have giving to kingdom projects. We have giving a tithe. We have vows. If you vow to give God money, will you go and give the money to the poor? What was the targets of the vow? You see, the money that is used to support kingdom projects like crusades, that's also something that is worth supporting. It's that those are designated, like the ways that the money is going to be used. Okay, so if you want to give money to the poor, it's up to you. You can give money to the poor, but it does not absolve you of your responsibility of also giving money toward the kingdom. But not necessarily using your tithe. See, the thing is that people just want to rubbish the tithe, the giving of tithe and offering. So they will say, I'd rather give it to the poor. I've done the will of God, and they are still talking about the 10. What about the 90?
Wow.
So if you are giving 10, out of the 90, why can't you give something to the poor?
Wow.
You see, and then also, the church already is supposed to take care of the poor. The church.
Yeah.
You see, if we're able to take care of one another, the church will be released or relieved of that burden and can focus on the society as a means of winning people to Christ. But the church must be light that shines in darkness. And so the church can embark on such projects if the members are taking care of one another. And the church can be released to do embark on such projects. See, then the other thing is, you see, we have to be careful what we do with church money, because money that believers contribute is sacred. And the Bible has a term for it, the fruits of righteousness. So Proverbs 11 verse 30 talks about the fruits of the righteous.
Can I read it, please?
Yes.
So Proverbs 11:30 says, "The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise."
So here is linking the fruit of the righteous to the winning of souls. Now let's come over to 2 Corinthians 9 verse 10, and let's look at what it means by the fruits of righteous.
Yes, please. So 2 Corinthians 9:10 says, "Now may he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food supply and multiply the seed you have sown and increase the fruit of your righteousness."
Yeah. So here, when believers, that's why I say, anytime you get money is warfare. And so whatever money you give out of the money you give, toward the kingdom, you are tithing or giving offering out of the spoils of war. Okay, so the way we handle church money is very, very important. You can't just put church money to any use at all. You can't just use it for anything. It has to be used for holy purpose, including meeting the needs of the poor. Bible said that I bring all the tithe in my store, there will be meat in my house. And that meat is not only for the priest. If you came to the mission house at that time, there will be meat available for you. There will be food for you to eat. You wouldn't be allowed to go hungry. So we don't have to focus on giving our tithe to the poor. That's not his place. There's a place for giving to the poor, aside giving your tithe to the church.
Okay.
You can give to the poor. I mean, your tithe has where it's going. The other man that you have to, you must have where it's going. Giving to the poor, showing of sin, paying a vow that you are about to go. All those things, they have their place. So let us not use the tithe for what is not meant to be used for.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes.
you. So the most impactful ways to give to the needy, how can we go about that as a church?
You see, there are two Greek words that is used for the poor or the needy. One is penus and one is pocus. When we talk about pocus, we are talking about people who are not fruitful, who are not capable of bearing fruit.
Yeah, it was mentioned in the skit.
There are people who are not capable of bearing fruit.
Yeah.
People, let's say, there are people who are,
Physical
let's say,
challenge.
if let's say both hands are cut, for instance.
The blind.
See, and the person is in the church. The person cannot work with. Bible says we should work with our hands.
Yeah.
So that the person can be empowered in different ways.
Go and work.
In a different way. But any other person who can work should go and find a work to do.
Right.
You see, the thing is that we should not see the church money as free money. or as susu collecting money, savings and loans money. No. It's a fruit of the righteous. And the way it is used is very important. You can have serious consequences. For instance, they brought the money at apostles' feet. So it means that apostles had oversight over the money. And so they'll be called in question if they misuse the money. So you can't just take church money and they say, I want to go and invest, I want to go and do this, I want to put it to different use. No, you can't just do that. Then also there must be administrative structures to govern the usage of church money so that it cannot be used for just anything. There must be proper structures in place to ensure that it is being used for the right purpose. So the church can come out with programs that can support the needy, among them. Apart from training the members to help one another, they can come out with structures to support people, who are helpless, who cannot help themselves, help them to stand on their feet, for instance. There's nothing wrong with the church giving scholarships to needy people. Nothing wrong supporting people, with their medical bills. Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. These are life matters, And if a person is a member of the household of faith, there's nothing wrong, with the church helping these people out. As a matter of fact, maybe if there's even a structure for that, official policy on that, also, then that's okay.
So the question on the balancing church priorities with giving to the needy, how do you bring the balance?
Yeah, the church exists primarily to preach the gospel, and to win souls. Taking care of the needy in society is not the church's primary responsibility.
Okay.
If you are in a country, for instance, what is the government doing? We pay taxes to the government.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the church goes out to show love to the needy, we are just spreading the love of Christ. It's not an obligation. Our primary responsibility is to win souls. So if you look at the church's budgets, and then you realize that a chunk of it is not going to missions, then there's something wrong. Well, that's our primary responsibility.
Great.
To go out there and win souls. So the money coming in must be channeled into soul winning. That's why he linked the fruit of righteousness to he that wins souls is wise. So the money coming from the sweat of the people, a chunk of it is going to soul winning. And that's the purpose of money on earth here. God doesn't spend our money. When we say we are giving money to God, he doesn't spend cities or dollars.
Yeah.
It is to advance the cause of the kingdom. And you and I know that it takes money to expand the frontiers of the kingdom. If you want to plant more churches, win more souls, you have to go out. You can't just go out like that. You have to, logistics and all that will have to be in place to reach out to the people. Even gadgets and all, they cost money. Sometimes you have to even organize free transportation for people so they can come to church and listen to the word of God. Free food and all that. Those are things that the church will be interested in because it's leading directly to the saving of souls. The church is not a socializing scheme where it's like, well, all that we do is to take care of one another. No. That is a distraction.
Okay.
The focus is preaching the gospel, and then all the money, everything, it goes there. But we don't neglect the poor because taking care of the poor is part of the apostolic commission. Jesus Christ told it, Paul said how the Lord Jesus Christ told us that it's more better to give than to receive. Then he said that take care of the poor, the needy. And so that one is there, but that's not the main thing. People want us to believe that should be the main thing that church should be doing. But there's some people who can go to church with the idea that, I'm going there so that I can be helped.
Yeah.
That is why there must be systems in place to ensure that those who are benefiting from, if there's anything like largesse or any benevolent gesture, those who are benefiting are members of the household of faith. This person keep going to church 3 months, the person, has not shown any commitment, he's not a member of the household of faith yet, and the person is just coming for a loan.
Wow. So on the issue of giving to the poor, and not necessarily being the priority of there's a mention of pure and undefiled religion in the scripture. James 1:27. It says, "Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world." The first part is what caught my attention: visiting the orphans and the widows, and he refers to that as pure and undefiled religion. So, how does that, relate with giving to the poor and needy not really be a major or focus of the church?
Well, that scripture, James 1:27, which says pure and okay. So, if 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 we are to admit that scripture, then it means that, for instance, those who are sick are not included. You don't have to pay medical bills. No school fees mentioned there. No hostel fees support mentioned there. So that we can only focus on the widows and the orphans. That's not what the scripture is saying. The Christianity is not a religion to start with.
Yes, sir.
But he was talking about I am joining God in his role as father.
Right.
The widow and the orphan, they have one thing in common. The man is absent.
Wow.
And the man will be the father and the husband. And so we join God in his role as father by taking care of people. So we don't restrict ourselves to orphans and widows. And that's not the main duty of the church.
Okay.
This one was not even talking about corporately, doing something. It was talking about people, and keeping oneself unspotted from the world. So talking about individuals. So let's balance it. The church can take care of the poor, but that is not the primary responsibility of the church. The reason why I give my tithe and my offering primarily is to push the gospel. Is to cater for things that will advance the cause of the kingdom. If we go out to take care of the poor, we are showing the love of Christ. And even that one has an evangelistic,
That's true.
Yes, twist to it. Because sometimes you can go out, take care of the poor and the needy and all that, and they preach the gospel to them.
I believe that's how the gospel came to Africa. It's one of the routes that
Okay.
use. I had stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so people do that, or we do that to demonstrate the love of Christ, because we are supposed to be the light that shines. And people will look at that and they will want to serve our God.
That's true.
And then also we'll love one another in the church.
That's true.
And that will also be a sign that we are disciples. So, yes, there must be room for that, but that's not the main thing.
Yes. Wow.
So I think the issue here is that people pretending they care, but they actually do not care.
You don't care.
Exactly.
It's a pretense. They want to make it look as if they care for others. But yes, if you
like there's some
had
lack of knowledge, some understanding.
Your heart, you would also do what you can to help other people as well.
Yeah. The people just want to make a fuss about church money, and the people think that people really don't like it when people give their money to the church.
Because they think pastors are going to squander.
Exactly.
That's what you see. But the church, the money that comes to the church, it's not God who is going to spend it. The money is going to be used for the purpose that what it was intended. The purpose, there's a purpose. Why do you give offering? It's going to be used for that purpose. And there are people who must be accountable, who must account for the money.
Wow.
I was actually going to ask if there's a distinction between offering and tithe, as in what they are supposed to be used for. Is offering supposed to be used for something and tithe supposed to be used for other things, or offering and tithe they are all grouped as church money, so they can be used to promote a certain agenda, advancing the kingdom?
And then let me add to this. I don't know. I think I want maybe a yes or a no. Is it okay for a man of God to enjoy church money?
No, but
enjoy as in
Not enjoy, okay. I mean, not enjoy, but as in benefit from church money. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But
yeah, but if it's
okay, not enjoy.
if
but
it's not wrong
benefit.
for a church member to benefit from church money, why is it wrong for a man of God to benefit from church money?
Yes, sir.
Because church members to benefit from church money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So a man of God benefiting from church money is no big deal.
Right.
But the thing is that the right thing should be done. You know, it's not like the man of God must have access to the church money to use the money for whatever he wants.
Yes, sir.
No, there must be checks and balances. So, for instance, in handling, I've already said that the money that people bring is a fruit of righteousness. The Bible gives it that term to distinguish it from any other money. So, if you are privileged to be handling church money, it's a very awesome responsibility. You can have troubles with God. With that, that's why Ananias and Sapphira were killed. Because as far as God was concerned, they went and stood there and they said that we have a land at Kaswa. They are going to sell that land and bring the proceeds. And everybody heard it. And God was committed. And they withheld some portion of the proceeds.
Yeah.
And so as far as God was concerned, it was theft. And you don't joke with the fruit of the righteous. So, like many people, that's why you see, the father will say, if you don't pay, you are not cursed. Does not mean that if you steal, the Bible has pronounced a curse on all thieves already in Zechariah.
Wow.
You know, and so if you steal church money, nobody is saying, I mean, you are going to face the consequence.
It's in the Old Testament.
No, Ananias was in the New Testament.
Wow.
It was in the New
But
Testament.
there's still people in the New Testament stealing money, pulling small.
Yeah,
Yes,
but you don't know what is happening to them. But you know, anyway, so the thing is that there should be proper checks and balances in handling church money. You know, and that's why many people are not encouraged to give. You know, they are discouraged from giving because of sometimes they see nobody see men of God driving nice cars. People will say, "Oh, these are money." That is, if you don't know the structures that have been put in place, then you will know. Then you will think that the man of God is chopping, is squandering your money.
Joining your
Yeah,
But it looks like the issue of accountability.
yes, you see, that's why church money should not be handled by just one person. You know, as a pastor, you should not be the only signatory to the account. There should be at least 2 or 3 people, and then there should be a committee that oversees all transactions. Like in the church I belong to, for instance, we have the 3 signatories to the account. Then we have a committee. Every expenditure, every expense that we carry out passes through the committee. It has to be approved finally by me, who serves as a senior pastor. But there's a committee, finance committee,
Wow.
and they see everything. So every week, all the expenses, we put it on the app. They see everything. They know where the money is going. Everything is spelled out in details. Then the money is not kept in the pastor's cabinet.
Wow.
The money is banked,
Immediately.
and then signatures are there.
Wow.
You know. Then also there are internal control measures. Before you can withdraw money, you must write. There must be requisition. It has to be vetted. You know, it has to be vetted, and sometimes even you have to get proof of money invoices. Yes. You see, people have the idea that once it's check money, I don't have to be prudent in this money bill. So if they send you to go and buy something, okay, so this thing is 5 cedis, this thing is 10 cedis. Okay, it's not my money, check money, go and buy 10 cedis. That's wrong. You should be able to get value for money because it's the fruit of people. Righteous people, they have labored and they have brought their money, and you are supposed to account for. So we have to be very strict on how church money is used. There are many people who, even church members, when you give them church money to do something, they don't bring change. And so if there are no strategy, you think the pastor is chopping the money. Meanwhile, the money is going into the church. In fact, people who spend church money, they are church members, not pastors. Most pastors don't rely on church offering and tithe.
Yeah.
It's for the members.
Right.
Most churches is the members who chop the church money. But they will turn around and say that
Chop.
it's the pastors who are,
Yeah,
because
that's
you see the pastor in a nice car.
Private jet.
Private jet.
Mercedes Benz.
Most churches, their offering cannot buy private jets.
punchline.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Except maybe there's a special fundraising for
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yeah. Do you know how much and so sometimes, but let's not even look at that. Let's even look at the little example. Private jet is way up there. Little examples, And so let me read 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 18 to 21. When the churches put money together to be sent to the brethren in Judea, Paul made sure that he went along with somebody else to deliver the money to the people. Look at what Paul said. He said, we have sent with him the brother whose praise is in the gospel throughout all the churches, and not only that, but who was also chosen by the churches to travel with us with this gift, which is administered by us to the glory of the Lord himself, and to show you ready mind, avoiding this, that anyone should blame us in this lavish gift, which is administered by us, providing honorable things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. So Paul was trying to avoid blame in handling the money. So one other person was added to accompany Paul to take the money. So why is it that the church money is counted only by the pastor's wife? Why should the pastor's wife be counting church money? I'm just using that as an example. Or why should only one person be counting church money? There should be measures. You count, we check and recheck and make sure it's the correct amount. We take it to the bank. It's saved there. There are measures we put in place. So all these things about church money, if we put strategies in place, we will not be blamed. Paul was avoiding blame and complaint. There are many times people who complain whether you do the right thing or not, but at least make sure the right thing is done.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Daddy. So this has been Search the Scriptures podcast with Apostle Joseph Mintah. We still spoke about church money, and we've learned a lot. There's really a lot we've learned. You can go over the video again, and I mean, if this is the first episode you are watching, we actually have episode 1, so please go back to that, watch that. That has to do with tithing, and then you can come back to this. Please drop your comments. We would attend to them. In episode 3, we are hitting the street. We're coming to you. We're coming to take your questions, your suggestions, your contributions, whatever you have concerning church money, and then we'll talk about it here on Search the Scriptures podcast. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in episode 3. Thank you for coming, family. See you all. I'm Shofar. Bye for now.